This is the third lecture video for section 7.5. Here we're going to talking about geometric interpolations of dot product, meaning we want to find a formula to find theta or cosine of theta. So the definition says if theta is an angle between two vectors u and v, where we do need to make sure theta is between 0 and 180 because everything is based on a triangle. Then cosine of theta can be defined as the dot product between the u and v divided by the magnitude of the u times the magnitude of the v. Now we can looking at the example, we want to find the angle between two vectors u and v. So to find the angle, we're going to using the formula we just talked about it. So cosine of theta is going to be the dot product between the u and v, and then the magnitudes for the u times the magnitudes for the v. Let's calculate them separately. So the dot product between u and v is going to be the dot product between 3, 4 and 2, 1. So it's going to be 3 times 2 plus 4 times 1. And we got 6 plus 4, which is 10. Now we're going to find the magnitude of u, which is square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is square root of 25, which is 5. The magnitude of the v is going to be square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared, which is square root of 5. So now we're going to plug in everything into the cosine theta. So cosine theta will equals to the dot product between u and v, which is 10, divided by the magnitude of u, which is 5, times the magnitude of square root of magnitude of v, which is square root of 5. So we got 10 over 5 square root of 5. Simplify it, we got 2 over square root of 5. Rationalize the denominator, we got 2 square root of 5 over 5, which is cosine of theta. But we're not looking for cosine of theta, we're looking for theta. So theta is going to be cosine inverse of 2 square root of 5 over 5, which is approximately 26.57 degrees. Let's do one more example. So here I have two vectors. U is 2, negative 6, and then V is 6, 2. So we're still going to use the formulas. Cosine of theta will equals to the dot product between u and v divided by the magnitude of u times the magnitude of v. So first, the dot product between u and v is going to be the dot product between 2, negative 6 and 6, negative 2, 6, 2. So multiply them, we got 2 times 6 plus negative 6 times 2. And we got 12 minus 12, which is 0. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this one. And then the magnitude of u is going to be square root of 4 or 2 squared plus negative 6 squared, which is 40. And the magnitude of v is going to be 6 squared plus 2 squared, which is also 40. Now we're going to plug in everything back to the cosine theta. We got 0 over square root of 40 times square root of 40, which is 0 over 40, which is 0. Then theta will be cosine inverse of 0, which is 90 degrees. So what is 90 degrees? 90 degrees means the two vector u and v is going to be perpendicular to each other. That is how they can form a 90 degree between them. So by connecting those two highlighted parts, we can draw the conclusion that when the dot product between any two vectors equal to 0, then the angle between them will be 90 degrees. So those two vectors will be perpendicular to each other. Okay, so just put it in Word. So if I have a dot product between any non-zero vector u and v, and then that the dot product equal to 0, then we can say that the u and v are perpendicular vectors, or we also call orthogonal vectors.